This, my friends, is what's called a fish bag. It's designed for fish to be in it. This bag must be broken. There's no fish in it. I'm having an issue. Okay, enough drama, I get it. But I'm like super frustrated. Because it's grouper season. And a guy like me, during grouper season, wants to shoot a grouper. One good-sized grouper would be so awesome. And I'm having the worst luck, karma, whatever you want to call it. I don't really believe in those things. Like, I'm a very blessed man, and I'm grateful that I'm blessed. But I'm 0 for 2. I've shot 2 big groupers. If you watched last week's video, I nailed a stud of a grouper, and it tore off on me inside of a shipwreck. But I did get 2 decent-sized sheep's heads, so I'm happy about that. But then I booked me another dive. I got down to Scuba Express, excited, pumped, ready to go get into an adventure. I was actually kind of shocked that we were going to be able to even try to go. We had massive amounts of rain the day before and the night before. But that rain and the storms had brought in a lot of this seagrass or marsh grass into the inlet. And I had never seen that before. I thought that was kind of awesome. Ryan Beal, the captain of the boat, said, listen man, we can go south to the Goldfinch where we were last week. The water won't be that bad, trust me, it'll be a beautiful day. And he was correct. It was a very beautiful day on the water, other than the visibility. The visibility was rather low. A week later, here we go. And the wonderful thing is we were on the exact same spot. And so when they tied in to the shipwreck this time, they tied in right where I had shot the grouper from the week before. So I had high hopes because I had seen some other groupers there. And if my grouper that I had shot wasn't there, at least I would get another one, right? So we're tied in. And I get down the anchor line onto my spot. I'm so excited. I get down, I get my gun loaded, and I'm ready. Now, as soon as I get there, I didn't see any grouper where I saw them last week. But I know these groupers kind of hang out together on this shipwreck. So I make my way down to the bow, which is kind of an area I see them a good bit when I do see them. Made my way that way in hopes of landing a nice grouper. So I see the grouper, and I know visibility is low, but I do see grouper. And I see 2 nice sized groupers that I know are legal. And so one starts swimming perfect. He leans out, comes right towards me, and I take, this is probably the best shot I've ever had. Right at the gill plate, got him locked in. He can't run away from me. I take him, I pull him in, and I get him to me and secure him because I know there's sharks in the area. So a fish flopping around, making a lot of noise, and action brings action is what all the famous YouTubers say. So I didn't want any more action, not from sharks. I knew I could get one grouper. I got that grouper. I got him held down. It's kind of off camera, but I did brain this fish. I normally don't show that on camera. I'm not a fan of seeing stuff like that, but I do that. I brain and I bleed and I do all those things. I just normally don't show it on camera because my grandkids like to watch. I'm holding this grouper down. I'm kind of checking my surroundings, making sure everything's calm. I get him brained, bled out. I thought, and so I start working on getting him in my bag and securing the fish. I've got my hands firmly inside of his gill plate. I know I got a good grip on this fish. I take the spear gun out and lay my spear down, and as soon as I do, this fish takes off like a bandit. I don't even know how to explain it. Before I even knew the fish was gone, the fish was gone. And with low visibility, he took off. I'm trying to watch where he's going, and I kind of know where he's going. So I'm heartbroken. I'm just heartbroken. But I get my gun reloaded. Off the end of this bow, kind of out in the distance, it's hard to see. There's some structure out there, some pieces of metal or debris, whatever from the shipwreck. And so I kind of go out and I want to look there, but there are no grouper to be found. And so we're out for more fish. Let's see if we can find us another grouper. I know I've burnt a little air up, in that struggle, in the frustration. So I'm trying to calm myself down. I'm slowly going around the shipwreck looking for more grouper. And unfortunately on this trip, I didn't see any more. The part of the ship or barge that you're seeing here is the stern. And I'm kind of hanging around looking for some grouper, not really seeing any fish to shoot really. So I had this brilliant idea that instead of continuing around on the very bottom on the sand, I would kind of glide over the top, maybe see what I could run into. So as I come off the platform from the stern or rear, I kind of just nestle down here in the sand. This is where I shot that grouper from last week. And if nothing else, I'm enjoying watching these giant spade fish. Now, I know there are spear fishermen out there or regular fishermen that harvest spade fish, and I'm totally okay with that. I never personally have. I've never cooked it or cleaned it, which I'm not uncomfortable doing that. Just today, to be honest, wasn't in the mood. I just enjoyed watching the fish as I swam along. I come across this platform. This is the bow of the boat now. And I'm thinking maybe if I go over this bow and kind of ease down, maybe I can sneak attack those grouper that are hanging out there. But the closer I get to the front, I realize there are scuba divers down under the bow. You can see the bubbles coming up into the water column. And I never want to point my spear gun or even accidentally take a shot towards another diver. So I just kind of scrapped that idea and decided this was a good first dive, get myself acclimated, and maybe on the second dive, have a chance for a grouper. Now this was my first dive. I get 2 dives, so I'm not totally crushed. I realize I can get another one on the second dive, so I prepare myself for that and head back up to the boat for some surface interval time. So on my second dive, I will be honest, there were some grouper, but not any close enough for me to get what I feel would be a good shot on. Just never could pull the trigger. I sat under the bow of the boat for probably a good 7 or 8 minutes, just sat there. The visibility was getting worse. The current was picking up. The surge was really bad. And those grouper were using the bow of that boat. It's a barge of the shipwreck. They were using that for cover, and they would just come in there and kind of hang out and kind of float in the water. So I was just trying to relax and lay there and get them comfortable with me. I guess I was super comfortable because some of the divers on the boat were laughing at me that there were sharks swimming over my head, and I had no clue. There were some sandbar sharks kind of swimming around, which is normal there. It's a typical part of that dive. But I didn't, there was one grouper that was kind of close, wasn't 100% sure. So I didn't get to take a shot. But I got to go scuba diving, and I got 2 good dives in. Visibility wasn't the greatest, but listen guys, if you've watched any of my videos, you know scuba diving in South Carolina, that's pretty good viz for us. I mean, low viz green water, I mean, that's kind of what we have. But that's pretty much in a nutshell how my day went. I got no other fish, no grouper. Like, I want a grouper so bad. but I'll get one. Stay in there, hang in with me, because I'm going to celebrate when I get that grouper. And I want to celebrate you. Thank you very much for hanging out with me today, taking time out of your day to watch the video. I really appreciate it. Scuba diving season's here. We're going to have a lot more scuba diving content to come. So stay tuned, like, subscribe, comment. I appreciate all those things. Because friends, life is an adventure. You've got to get off of the couch and go live it. So I'll see you in the next adventure.